Hello everybody. Okay, today I'm going to be making Lor Mai Gai. Okay, now these are the main, I'm not going to show you all the ingredients, okay, but these are the main things that you need and which you need to marinate first and so forth, okay. Now here is glutinous rice, which I've washed and then I've soak it, okay. You have to soak this for between 2 to 6 hours. Okay, you can soak it overnight if you want, but I'm just soaking it for 6 hours, which is sufficient. Then you need some dried mushrooms, soak it to soften it, and then you can either half it, quarter it, or slice it. That's up to you, okay? Now, I'm using chicken breast, which I've sliced it up into thin slices, which I will marinate. And one of the main ingredients is ginger. This is ginger that I've grated, about 2 inches of ginger. Okay, so I'll show you what you need to do to marinate this first. The marination is very important so that after about an hour or so, then you can cook the ingredients, right? Okay, as you can see, I've cut up the mushrooms into quarters because they're quite big. Okay, so put it together with the chicken. So first thing you do is your grated ginger, take it all and squeeze the juice into the chicken. Okay, squeeze as much as you can get. Okay, and then just dump away the rest. Okay, so next you need to add in sesame oil. Now this depends how much chicken and mushroom you're using. So I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. And then you need light soy sauce. Light soy sauce, I'm adding in 1.5 tablespoon. Okay. And then oyster sauce. Oyster sauce, I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons. Now, for the marination amount, it's all in the description, but you can adjust it when you're cooking this, okay? So now it's just only to marinate it, so just add as per the recipe in the description box. So 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. Okay. A generous amount of white pepper. Now it gives you good flavor, White pepper always gives very nice flavor. And then you need to add cornstarch. For this amount of chicken, I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. This also will thicken up the sauce when you cook it. So get all this mixed up well together. I'm using my hands. Anyway, my hands are clean. I already washed them. Okay. So mix all this well together and cover it and marinate it in the fridge for about 1 or 2 hours. Okay. As for the glutinous rice, just leave it marinated. Later I will show you what you need to do. Now you need to have some containers where you can put in the Lor Mai Gai. Okay, either use bowls or metal bowls, and then you have to cover with foil, or you have very good quality plastic containers with a cover, then you won't need to use foil. Okay, that's it. So leave this covered and leave it marinating for about an hour before you cook it. Okay, so now I'm going to start cooking the ingredients that will need to go with the Lor Mai Gai. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to be adding sausages. This is black pepper sausages, which I've sliced up thinly because I can't use Chinese sausage, which has pork. So since no lap cheong, I'm using this normal sausage. All you need to do is just heat up your pan, make sure it's warm, and then fry these sausages. which you have sliced up. Just fry it until it's cooked and then set it aside, right? Yeah, I'm frying them until they're just warmed up and start getting softer a little bit. Then I'm going to remove it and set it aside, right? Okay, next I'm going to fry some peanuts. Just put it in oil and just fry this until it becomes crunchy. Okay. Now all this actually is not necessary to add into Lor Mai Gai, but I'm adding it in because I can't use Chinese sausage, and I thought peanuts will give a nice light crunch to the Lor Mai Gai itself. So if you want to omit all this, you can. It's up to you. Okay. But I'll fry this until it's crispy, then I'll remove it and add it to the chicken and fry the chicken at the same time, right? Okay, now we're going to cook the chicken. So heat up some oil in the pan and add in, once it's hot enough, add in all your chicken and the mushroom that you marinated, right? Okay, so just fry this a little until the chicken is cooked. Don't throw this away, add in some water in here that you can use. As you can see, the chicken is getting cooked in there. So I added some water in this bowl, okay, to collect all the marinade. Now the amount of water depends on you, right? You can add more if you want. So once you add the water and it cooks, then you can decide whether you want to add in more oyster sauce or light soy sauce or salt, sugar. Taste it for yourself, okay, and see what you think. If you think it tastes good enough, so you can stop there. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of dark caramel sauce here to make it better, but I'll taste it first, okay? Yeah, I've added in a little bit more light soy sauce to bring up the saltiness. So now I'm going to add in caramel black sauce. Now this is a very dark color sauce which just makes the flavor richer and makes it much darker. It's not salty and it's not sweet, okay? Now add small amounts, okay? And see how dark you want it and how rich you want it. Taste it as you go along. Okay? Now it's alright to have some gravy in here, okay? Because when you make the Lor Mai Gai, you can add the gravy on top when you're going to steam it. Okay, this is good. This color is just nice. So now let it cook until the chicken is well cooked and the mushrooms all are well cooked. Then you can turn it off and set aside. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. I'm going to add in the fried peanuts in here. Okay? This is to give some texture to the Lor Mai Gai when we add it all in. Okay? So let this come to a simmer and a boil for a few minutes before you can turn it off and set aside, alright? Okay, now that it's well cooked already, you can remove everything. My style of doing this is slightly different. What I do is I separate out all the meat, everything from the gravy. Okay, so that'll be easier for me to lay it all out. Right? So turn off the fire, okay, and then just put everything else into a separate plate. This way it'll be easier when you want to lay out your container before you put the glutinous rice on it, right? now I have all the ingredients here and the gravy here. Okay, so it'll be easier to lay out the Lor Mai Gai when I'm doing it. Okay, now for the next step. This is the part where you cook the glutinous rice. So heat up some oil in your pan. Then first of all, I have here 1.5 onions that I've chopped up and garlic, 4 garlic that I chop up. Fry the onions first until it's nice and soft, right? Now when you eat Lor Mai Gai outside, they usually don't do all this. Well, but at home you can. So you don't have all these flavors of onions and garlic in there. You don't have it outside. But at home you can do it. So this will add to the flavor of the glutinous rice itself. Okay? So cook this down until it's soft. Don't add any salt. Okay? Just cook it down until it's soft. Then add in the garlic. Alright? Okay, now that the onion is getting soft already, you can add in your garlic. Okay. So just cook this until the garlic flavor, raw flavor is gone. Just slowly cook it, don't rush. Okay, once you can smell that the garlic is cooked, drain all the water from the glutinous rice and add it all in. And mix it up well. Now this whole process might sound a little complicated, but don't worry, everything is in the recipe in the description box. Follow the recipe, slowly cook it, and you'll be fine. After once or twice of making this, you'll be alright. So once you add in and mix well already, you have to add in your 5-spice powder. Okay, now 5-spice powder depends on the brand that you buy. Certain brands is very strong, some brands are not so strong. Mine is very strong, so I'm adding in only half a teaspoon. Okay, that'll be enough. Okay, once you add this in, the whole idea of doing this is to get all the water out. Okay, you want to get the glutinous rice a little bit dry before you move on to adding the sauces in. Okay. And of course, you want the 5-spice powder to be mixed well in. Okay, now once you look at the center, there's no more water and the rice is getting dry, add in your sauces. Now this is light soy sauce. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons first. Spread it out nicely. I'm going to add one more, 3 for the amount of rice that I'm using. Okay? And then dark soy sauce, I'm going to add 1.5. 1 and a half. Okay? So mix this well. You'll be able to smell the sauces as you do this. Okay? Now once you added in the sauces, you should have a cup of water ready. Now this water, you can either use chicken stock, which would be much better. You can use a chicken cube and dissolve it in water. Okay? Or if you want to use, you can just use plain water. Okay? So here I have a glass of water that I mixed with the chicken cube. Add in half first. Okay. Add in half and mix well. Now once you add in half of the water and see where, as I mentioned, this all depends on the amount of glutinous rice you're cooking. If you're using more like me, you're going to be ending up using more water, okay? Because it's not wet enough. So I'm going to add in more of the chicken stock. Okay? So once you add this in, the water will be absorbed by the glutinous rice. Okay? Also, you have to remember when you taste this rice, make sure that it's not too salty, because your chicken and the gravy already have salt. Okay? So now you keep frying this until it becomes difficult to stir. That means the rice is getting cooked and it becomes sticky. Okay? Okay, let me show you how it's like when it's thick. You see, it becomes very heavy. I'm using much more strength just to mix up the rice. Now this is the stage whereby you can taste the rice to make sure that there's enough salt. Tastes very nice. So once you reach here, the balance of the water, I'm adding in another half cup. That means I use a total of 1.5 cups. Add in all, turn off your fire. Mix it all up. Okay, and then you're going to put this into a container and you're going to steam this for half an hour until the glutinous rice is cooked. Right? So next I will show you when it's in the steamer. Okay? Okay, now half an hour is up. You can open and taste it first. Okay, be careful of the steam. Okay, just taste it, make sure that it's cooked. If it's not cooked, then run it for another half an hour. Another 5-10 minutes. Another 5 minutes. Okay, now I will show you how to do maybe 2 and then the rest I will do. Okay, so first and all, your sausage. Okay, I'm putting 2, 3. Okay, so I put 3 each. Make sure you spread it out well. Okay, and then the chicken and the mushroom. So I'm putting in 1 mushroom each. One piece of chicken each, and I'm putting in 3 peanuts at the side. Okay, so after you do this, the rice, as you can see, there's line here. I've separated it to 10 because I'm going to do 10 containers altogether. Okay, so just put on top, then just press it down. Press it down, but not too hard, okay? Just firmly make sure everything is in, okay? Then the next one. Okay, press down a little bit. Okay, after you've done that, Then you put a spoon of the gravy that has thickened up already because of the cornstarch. Okay, I'm putting 1 teaspoon first on top. Okay. So after you've done all 10, then I have covers for mine. Cover it, and then you're going to steam this for another 15 minutes. Okay? Okay, so all has been done, and I put it onto 2 trays, which I will put on the steamer both and cook for 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes, then you can take it out, let it cool down totally, and then you can store it in the fridge. Okay, it can be kept in the fridge for quite a long time. Okay, so I will show you one when it's done. Okay, I've already removed them from the steamer, so now I'm going to open one of them, right? Okay, it's hot. Very nice. See, it looks very nice. So loosen the sides. And it should be able to just pop out once you loosen the sides. Okay. Okay, there you go. Lor Mai Gai. Now you just put some chili sauce and eat with some nice hot chili sauce. Very delicious. There you go. So now can voila, can check it. Bye everybody.